Now we'll see about inductor. See here, voltage across an inductor is nothing but L di by dt, and current through inductor is nothing but 1 by L minus infinity to t V into dt. And then power across your inductor is nothing. We know that power is nothing but V into I. V is nothing but L di by dt. I just substituted L di by dt here. So this is nothing but power. How we derive this? This is very simple. See, I'll just explain that. For example, I have an inductor with n number of turns. Turns in the sense you need to understand here. This we call it as a turn, one turn, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. We have an inductor with n number of turns with the self-inductance L. Okay. Then for this across the inductor, I am applying a time varying voltage V. Okay. Because of this time varying voltage, obviously some current will flow, I, in the circuit. And this current, when it flows through the inductor, it produces a flux. We call it as psi. The total flux is nothing but N into phi, where N is nothing but what? Number of turns of the coil. Phi is nothing but flux per turn. Flux for one turn. That is nothing but your phi. This is psi. Okay, psi equal to N into phi. So total flux is nothing but number of turns multiplied by phi. Okay, and we know that this phi, the total flux produced phi, is directly proportional to the amount of current flowing in the coil. Obviously, we can understand that. So therefore, when you remove the proportionality constant, I can take Li, self-inductance of that coil. Then, see, when here the flux is produced, because of that flux, some voltage will develop across this coil. Okay, voltage V. So I can name that voltage as V equal to, and in the top I'm here in the corner I'm writing voltage across your coil V equal to d psi by dt. So rate of change of flux, how your flux is changing, based on that your voltage will or EMF will develop across the coil. So we know that psi is nothing but what? Li. Just replace that d by dt of, I'm replacing psi by Li. So I'll be getting L di by dt. Okay. This is nothing but voltage across your inductor. So this is how we derive that. Voltage across inductor is nothing but V equal to L di by dt. Now, from this, I want to find out I. Now, take L to the left hand side. What you will be getting? 1 by L. So I am writing here 1 by L. See, here we have a differentiation. If you apply integration on both sides, you will be getting integral V dt. You understand that? I'll repeat that point you see. See what I mean to say? V is nothing but L di by dt. Therefore, di by dt equal to 1 by L into V. Apply integral on both sides. What you will get? 1 by L is constant, integral of V dt. Now, can anyone guess why I'm taking here limits from minus infinity to t? I is nothing but 1 by L integral minus infinity to t V dt. Any guesses from any student why I'm taking limits from minus infinity to present time t? Any guesses from your side? Unmute yourself and talk. You can hear me? Can someone respond?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now my question for you is that why I'm taking limits from minus infinity to t. Let it be wrong. I want just guesses from your side. Reason, see, we said earlier the inductor is having a property of storing energy. So inductor can able to store energy. For example, see, an X person is doing some experiment with inductor. Okay, then that X person finishes the experiment in the lab, and then another batch is coming, next batch. Then Y person is going to use the same inductor in the circuit, and that Y person is going to do the experiment. But I told you that this inductor is having a property of storing energy. So previously, when X person is doing the experiment, some energy might have stored in that inductor. It will affect for Y person experiment. So that here minus infinity indicates previously, earlier, who used that energy I want from that point of time, whatever stored, to current time t. You understand? So
Yes,
that
sir.
is why that is why we took here limits from minus infinity to t. So therefore, current through inductor is nothing but 1 by L integral minus infinity to into v dt. And power, obviously, we know power is nothing but voltage multiplied by current. So I just multiplied here v into I. We know that L into di by dt. If I
Sir,
want to find out, yes, please.
sir, you have said that the limit is from minus infinity to you have said the reason. So why can't we take it as a 0 to t, sir? Because we say the time cannot be negative, no, sir. So why can't we take it as
No, no, no,
0
no.
to
Don't. Yeah, very good. Good question. See, when we take zero, see, you are starting the experiment in the sense that is zero time. Your starting time is zero. You are starting from zero. But previously, someone used to represent that previous time. Here negative in the sense. Don't think that we are going back in the time cannot be measured in the negative. So in that way, don't think. Here negative indicates that earlier someone used previously stored energy. In that way you need to suppose to take here. That's what the negative sign indicates here. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.